So,
Sure.
for someone on that just don't know what to do with all of these information and oh yeah, this is really interesting, but what should I do?
Mm,
The first thing I recommend is when you first wake up, let your stomach alone. As was this the first thing I started with. Leave it to the first hour, second hour, if you can third hour, okay, that's fine. That's really good. You are a champion because you are so conditioned that it's gonna be really hard. And it's been so long, I have forgotten this this feeling
mm,
sometimes. But you need to remind people that this is gonna be really hard on the beginning because when you are conditioned, the first reaction that your brain will have is this, oh my days, what's happening? And you're gonna be like, oh no, I cannot just do that like this.
mm,
Yeah, you need to do it 1% every day. I always go with the rule of 1% every day. So if you can add half an hour, add half an hour. That would be brilliant. And if you let's say if you can add up like you wake up half an hour earlier and do some activity, and then after that have you want to have your breakfast, that's totally fine. Just
mm,
make sure that your breakfast does not include a high carb or high sugar or refined kind of breakfast. And if you really feel like you really want to have something like that, so add something like butter and I don't know, eggs, avocados, and something that is gonna, let's say, full of fibers and fats or protein. That this will envelop your carb and will not affect your insulin spike as much. So this is
mm.
the first rule of the step one. Uh, and on these days, try to not eat too late. Why? Do not eat too late because eating too close to bedtime will disturb your circadian rhythm. So we say, what circadian rhythm is your what's your body needs?
Clock. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly, it's your clock. It's
Mm,
you feeling normal.
mm,
It's your homeostasis, like some scientific call it. It's just you need to be stable, emotionally stable. So you sleep need to be a high quality of sleep. I haven't gone into sleep because sleep is what makes people want to eat more. This is what gonna make you hungrier, and then you have all sort of habits. So I'm eating late, and sometimes I don't eat till really late, and then get really hungry. It's it's a whole another subject. So you don't eat a high heavy meal before sleeping.
hmm
And the last meal of the day, I would highly recommend. For me personally, what works for me is a bowl of Greek yogurt, a bit of nuts, and if you have berries, and I do put my creatine on it in it as well,
Okay.
uh, because I find it I don't know it's to add some taste, and I find it really good for me. This is just me personally, but this
Mm,
is the last meal I have. I don't advise to have, as I told you, a high meal, even if it's a high protein meal. Why? Because a high protein meal can disturb also your sleeping because protein are active cells. So if you're having a really high active cells, it can be like you will feel alert, and this is not something that you want to feel before sleeping.